Hey y'all, Blake Shelton here. I'm excited to share a story about a remarkable journey in the world of country music. Today I want to talk about a guy who's taken country music by storm. My buddy Luke Combs. He's not just a performer, he's a phenomenon. Before the sold-out stadiums and chart-topping hits, Luke was just a regular kid from Asheville, North Carolina. Raised by hardworking parents, Rhonda and Chester, he learned the value of dedication and perseverance early on. He loved football, played linebacker, and was always surrounded by the sounds of country legends like Vince Gill and Alan Jackson. These influences shaped his musical tastes and aspirations. Music was in his blood from an early age. He sang in school choirs and even had a solo in a school play. These early performances were just the beginning of his musical journey. But back then, stardom seemed a million miles away. The Blue Ridge Mountains were his backdrop, but his dreams reached far beyond those peaks. His parents encouraged him to follow his passions, teaching him to be genuine and true to himself. Their unwavering support was a cornerstone of his success. That authenticity is what fans love about him today. It's not just his voice, but his genuine connection with people that sets him apart. Even as a kid, Luke's voice could command a room. His natural talent was evident to everyone who heard him sing. His first real performance was at his grandfather's funeral, a tough moment that showed him music's power to connect. It was a poignant experience that left a lasting impression on him. That experience planted a seed. Music wasn't about fame, but about telling stories and touching hearts. It was about making a difference through song. From those humble beginnings, a future country titan was quietly finding his voice. He spent countless hours honing his craft, driven by a passion that couldn't be extinguished. Luke's journey started in the Blue Ridge Mountains, but his dreams were always bigger. He envisioned a future where his music would reach people far and wide. He didn't have a musical dynasty, just a love for music and a drive to work hard. His determination was his greatest asset. That drive and his parents' support set the stage for everything that came next. They believed in him, and that belief fueled his journey. The world just didn't know it yet. But soon, everyone would hear the name Luke Combs and feel the impact of his music. After high school, Luke headed to Appalachian State University, where he decided to study criminal justice. It seemed like a solid path, a way to secure a stable future. But deep down, there was a different rhythm playing in his heart. Music kept calling to him, a siren song he couldn't ignore. One day, his mom texted him a simple message. Kenny Chesney learned guitar in college. That was all the push he needed to explore his own musical talents. Luke grabbed a dusty guitar that had been sitting in the corner of his room. He taught himself to play, his fingers growing sore as he learned chords from YouTube tutorials and old songbooks. It was a labor of love, and he was determined to master it. Before long, he was writing his own songs, capturing the essence of college life, the thrill of love, and the sting of heartbreak. Music became more than a hobby. It was his obsession, his passion, his escape. His first gig was at the Parthenon Cafe, a small venue where he played for 4 hours, earning $200. He was so nervous that he wrote the chords on his arm, a cheat sheet for his performance. The crowd loved his raw energy and honesty. They could see the passion in his eyes and hear it in his voice. It was the beginning of something special. Gig by gig, he built a local following in Boone, creating a buzz that couldn't be ignored. People started talking about the young man with the powerful voice and heartfelt lyrics. By senior year, he was just a few credits shy of graduating. But his heart was no longer in the classroom. It was on stage, where he felt truly alive. Luke made the tough call to drop out and chase music full-time. It was a decision that weighed heavily on him, but he knew it was the right one. He sat down with his parents to tell them he was moving to Nashville, a huge gamble, but one he felt he had to take. They listened, understanding the fire in his heart. He left behind the security of a degree for the wild uncertainty of the music business. It was a leap into the unknown, but one he was ready to make. Deep down, he knew this was his shot. The chance to turn his dreams into reality, to make a name for himself in the world of music. He had to take it. The stage was calling, and he was ready to answer. That leap of faith would change everything. It was the beginning of a new journey, one filled with promise and potential. The next chapter was about to begin. Nashville awaited, with its bright lights and endless possibilities. In 2014, Luke packed up his old pickup truck and left his hometown behind, heading for Nashville. He didn't have a record deal, a manager, or any big connections, just a handful of songs, a guitar, and a stubborn determination to chase his dream. It was a leap of faith, fueled by hope and a love for country music. Nashville's a tough city, full of dreamers, all chasing the same spotlight, all hoping to be the next big thing. Every night, the neon lights on Broadway shine down on hundreds of hopefuls, each with their own story and their own sound. Luke spent his days scribbling lyrics in worn-out notebooks, and his nights playing in smoky dive bars, earning tips and paying his dues. He played to small crowds, but he poured his heart into every performance, determined to make every song count. He didn't fit the industry mold, just a regular guy in a ball cap and fishing shirt, more comfortable backstage than in the spotlight. But that was exactly who he was, and he wasn't about to change. Some industry folks told him to change his image, lose the cap, or polish his sound. But Luke refused to compromise. He knew that staying true to himself was the only way forward. Instead of giving in, he doubled down on being himself, authentic, relatable, and real. He believed that if he stayed true to his roots, the right people would eventually listen. Luke started releasing his own music online. First The Way She Rides, then Can I Get an Outlaw? He recorded tracks in makeshift studios, uploading them himself, hoping someone out there would connect with his songs. There was no radio play, no big marketing push. But fans found him online, shared his music with friends, and the word started to spread. His songs resonated with people who saw themselves in his stories. Luke built his career from the ground up, using social media to bypass the industry gatekeepers. He connected directly with fans, responding to messages and sharing his journey every step of the way. The turning point came with a song called Hurricane. It was raw, honest, and unforgettable, a track that captured the attention of everyone who heard it. Released independently, Hurricane exploded online. Thousands of downloads every week, all without a label or radio support. Suddenly, Nashville started to take notice of the guy they once overlooked. The same folks who doubted him were now knocking on his door, eager to work with the artist who had built a movement from nothing. Luke proved you don't need a label to have a hit. Just a great song, a real connection, and the courage to do things your own way. His journey inspired countless others to believe in themselves. The storm was just beginning, and for Luke Combs, it was only the start of something much bigger. Hurricane's independent success was undeniable, and Sony Music Nashville came calling. Luke signed a major deal, and Hurricane was re-released. This time, it shot to #1 on the Billboard Country Airplay chart. It was validation for all the hard work and faith he'd put in. His debut album, This One's For You, dropped soon after, debuting at #1 on the top country albums chart. The album was packed with hits. When It Rains It Pours and One Number Away both soared to #1. Luke became the first solo artist to have his first 3 singles from a debut album hit the top of the country airplay chart. The kid who didn't fit the mold was now a country superstar, but through it all, he stayed humble and true to his roots. His powerful vocals and relatable songwriting made him a fan favorite. The storm he started was only getting stronger. Luke's debut album wasn't just a hit, it was a phenomenon. The deluxe version, This One's For You Too, added new tracks like She Got the Best of Me and Beautiful Crazy, both chart toppers. Beautiful Crazy spent 7 weeks at #1, and Luke became the first artist to send his first 5 singles to the top. The album spent 50 weeks at #1 on the top country albums chart, breaking records set by legends. In 2019, Luke was invited to join the Grand Ole Opry, a dream come true. Standing in that iconic circle, he truly arrived. The kid from Asheville was now part of country music's most sacred family. His journey was the ultimate validation of hard work and heart, and he was just getting started. After a record-breaking debut, the pressure was on for Luke's second album. What You See Is What You Get dropped in 2019, debuting at #1 on both the country and all genre charts. The lead single, Beer Never Broke My Heart, became another instant classic. Hits like Does To Me with Eric Church, Lovin' On You and Better Together kept the streak alive. Forever After All extended his run of consecutive #1s to 11. Luke wasn't just topping charts, he was rewriting them. The deluxe edition added more hits. And in 2021, he won CMA Entertainer of the Year. The underdog had become the king of country radio. He stayed true to himself, and fans loved him for it. Luke had reached the pinnacle of the country music world. While his career soared, Luke's personal life blossomed. He met Nicole Hocking at a music festival in 2016 before Hurricane took off. She inspired Beautiful Crazy and stood by him through it all. Luke proposed in their kitchen, and they married in 2020 in a small, intimate ceremony. In 2022, they welcomed their first son, Tex, and in 2023, their second, Beau. Fatherhood changed Luke's perspective and deepened his songwriting. Balancing touring and family isn't easy, but it brings him immense joy. His family keeps him grounded amid the chaos of fame. These real-life experiences fuel his most heartfelt songs. Luke's story is as much about love and family as it is about music. With 2 blockbuster albums and a growing family, Luke entered a more reflective phase. His albums Growing Up and Getting Old explored themes of family, time, and legacy. His cover of Fast Car became a massive crossover hit, earning Tracy Chapman a historic CMA win. Luke's honesty about mental health struggles made him even more relatable. Despite the fame, he stayed grounded, fishing, hanging with friends, and writing songs that tell the truth. In 2022, he won his second CMA Entertainer of the Year and continued selling out stadiums worldwide. Luke's journey is proof that being yourself can change the face of country music. He overcame the odds by staying true to his roots, and he's still just getting started. So, what's next for country's biggest star? Luke's always working on new music, even with 2 young sons at home. He's wrapping up his world tour and will likely take a short break before teasing his next album. Luke wants to collaborate with more heroes and explore new sounds while championing up-and-coming artists. He's building not just his own legacy, but the future of country music. Family remains his anchor. Expect his songs to reflect fatherhood and life's new chapters. Luke's journey from college kid to global superstar is a story of heart, hard work, and staying true to your roots. He proved you don't need to fit a mold to make it big, just have heart and a song to sing. His story is far from over, and we can't wait to see what's next. If you love stories like this, follow us for more. You won't want to miss what's coming.